Yes, it is. Yes, it is visible. Yes.
Yeah. So today's session basically focuses on speaking skills. When talking about speaking skills, there are like a lot of skills. If we talk about skills particularly related with English language learning, but speaking is one where either students or professionals they lay their focus on. So I'll disclose the reason why I have opted for this particular topic. So let me start with the same. So as you can see on screen, these are different objectives of today's session. I'll be talking about English, why English as a second language. It will be particularly on the Indian context, and there are many other countries as well, where English as a second language holds much more importance than the mother tongue. Then we will be talking about speaking skills, why they are important. There are different factors which are actually necessary for efficiency of speaking, problems or issues which students face while speaking, strategies to develop them. And then I'll share a few links where students can learn how to enhance, how to improve their speaking skills. So, as I said, English as a second language. Why that so? Because when I was introduced, I hope you are clear that although I'm teaching in engineering college in India, and as a volunteer, I'm also associated with one of a charitable trust, Switlo School. We work for Ukrainian children as well. There is one thing common at both the places, that English is second language. In India, English is second language because mother tongue is Hindi, and there are numerous regional languages as well. Again, same thing for Ukrainian students. I'm dealing with two group of students, first who are very young and then the elder one as well. When it is a second language, then there are a lot of issues, because a child when takes birth is very obvious to mother tongue. English comes later in life, and suddenly English becomes very important, because English is a global language. When a person steps out of the original world, suddenly the student feels as if everywhere people expect to be proficient in English. So this is where I think the problem begins, because as a mother tongue child is proficient, and suddenly we cannot expect one to be very proficient in second language too. So that's what English as a second language becomes a problem, because same thing is not there in the society, even in their family. There are not more people who speak English. And that's why where the problem starts. So today we are talking about different strategies, different things where a person for whom English is a second language can hone a lot. So let me start with this, talking about what basically are speaking skills. When we talk about English as a language, there are four different, major skills. They are LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. All these four skills are interconnected, they are not in isolation. We cannot say that I want to develop my listening skills, so I will start hearing more. Or if I want to develop my speaking skills, I will start speaking more. It's not the case. Actually, what happened, this we have done a project as well, and then we found that people who are good listeners automatically tend to be good speakers. So if someone want to be good speaker, it is very important that he or she should be a good listener. The more we listen, subconsciously or unconsciously, the same is there with our language as well. So if someone wish to improve their speaking skills, the best suggestion from my end is develop your listening skills. And definitely, somehow, you will feel that your speaking skills are improving. Similarly, talking about two other skills, if someone wish to write well, want to develop writing skills, then important thing is start reading. Once you start reading, it helps in your writing skills. So that's why how these four skills are interconnected. So talking about speaking skills, speaking skills basically encompasses the ability to convey thoughts, ideas, and information effectively through spoken language. Now, these skills are very essential for clear and effective communication in both personal and professional settings. Now, why these speaking skills are important? They are important everywhere. There are a lot other areas where these speaking skills are important. Talking about, we'll start from the first one. As you can see on the screen, it is problem solving and negotiation. So, effective speaking is key in articulating viewpoints, resolving conflicts, and negotiating solutions in both personal and professional settings. Now, here we are talking about English as a language only, because if you are confident about the language you are speaking, then you can resolve majority of the issues which are actually there. Then, educational achievement, undoubtedly, strong speaking skills aid in classroom participation, presentations, discussions, and in this way, enhancing overall academic performance. The next year comes leadership and influence. So, effective speakers, I think if either the students are listening to us or the professionals, so effective speakers actually can inspire, persuade, and lead others, making speaking skills crucial for leadership roles. So, that's why if anyone wish to dominate or want to lead the any session, then it is very important that he or she should be effective speaker. Then comes confidence building. So professionally speaking boosts self-esteem, confidence. It enables individuals to express themselves assertively. Then it comes social interactions. So good speaking abilities enhance interpersonal relationships, making it easier to connect and collaborate with others. Similarly, when we talk about professional success, so strong speaking skills are essential for meetings, for networking, and that's why it contribute to career advancement as well. I think that's why it is clear that effective communication skills includes clear and articulate speech, which facilitates the accurate exchange of ideas, information, and reduces misunderstanding as well. Now, what are the factors which determine the efficiency of speaking? There are These are the attributes, these are the points which it includes. So, first one, we are starting with personal attributes. Now, personal attributes comprises of confidence, experience, emotional state, and physical health as well. Talking about confidence and experience, so confident and experienced speakers are obviously more fluent and persuasive. If we talk about emotional state, then people who can manage anxiety and can maintain vocal health contribute to clear speech. It is, I think, we hear so many uh, people who are very good in their articulation speech as well. So it is very clear that they are emotionally sound. These are all the personal attributes which enhances their speaking skills. Then, linguistic competence. This is the area where any person can work on. Linguistic competence includes vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and fluency. So, when we speak using a rich vocabulary, but rich vocabulary doesn't mean that words which should sound good. What I personally believe that we should come to the level of the listener while delivering anything, because it will like the way we will use our words, if they are up to the level of the listener, then they will be more eager to listen to the content which we are delivering. So, using a rich vocabulary, correct grammar basically ensures clarity and precision. At the same time, clear pronunciation and a smooth flow of speech makes the communication more understandable. Then the next point is cognitive skills. Now, cognitive skills include clarity of thoughts. How can one achieve those clarity of thoughts? It is an exercise which should be done before delivering any content. So, first of all, it is important that one should be clear in ourselves. I mean, whatever one wish to deliver, first those clarity should be in our mind. Then only it will help the speaker in delivering the content effectively. It also includes adaptability and memory, because many a times it happens that if we have a, I'm not saying that all the good speakers need to have good memory, but yes, power and art of recalling certain things at the right time can definitely help a person becoming a good speaker. Next point is contextual awareness. So contextual awareness include understanding from audience part and cultural sensitivity. This is very important when we talk about communication and speaking skills as well. So here all these points we are talking, because if one wish to like be a good speaker, then it is very important that need to be aware about cultural sensitivity as well. It is very important. At the same time, the level of the audience is very important. So tailoring the message to the audience knowledge and expectations, it definitely improves engagement. And the last point here is technical proficiency. Technical proficiency includes voice modulation and pace. So I'll share one example, because the students, the Ukrainian students I'm dealing with, and the Indian students I'm dealing with, there is a lot of difference in the pitch and the pace. It's not that like for both of them, English is a second language, but the difference in the accent is Indian students are familiar and majority of them share same accent, while this accent is not common for Ukrainian students. So that's why the pace has to be very slow. I mean, not that slow that the person feels lethargic, but yes, so that with a point that it should be clear to the students or the audience as well. Technical proficiency also include body language and technology use. Effective non-verbal clues are very important for a speaker. I mean, it is non-verbal clues are something which is important for a person pertaining to all the four skills. But as far as the speaker is concerned, then non-verbal clues are even more important, because words can be common for everyone, but the way it is delivered using those non-verbal clues actually enhances the quality of the content. Then comes the next thing, which are many a times people face lot of problems in speaking. Now, why there are problems? It's not that if there are problems, then they will remain forever. The most important thing is diagnosis of those problems. If we are clear, if we know that what sort of problems actually do occur, then I think it might help a lot in resolving them. Now, what sort of problems can be there? First, like it can be lack of clarity. If the content is not clear, poor articulation, it can make difficult for listeners to understand the speaker. Then suppose the vocabulary is not clear, inadequate vocabulary, limited vocabulary, it restricts the ability to express ideas very effectively. Again, grammar is very important. So mispronouncing words can lead to misunderstanding. Incorrect use of grammar can actually create a problem. Again, at the same time, pronunciation issues. This I actually like, for Indian students, the pronunciation is many a times different, and for Ukrainian students, it is altogether different. We cannot say that one is correct or second one is incorrect. It's not like that. But yes, pronunciation do vary from place to place. Again, cultural sensitivity here becomes very important. The influency problems, a lot of pauses, fillers, hesitations, it can disrupt the flow of speech and can make it less engaging. Uh, a very important point, that is anxiety and nervousness. When a person is if a person suffers from lot of anxiety issues, then it is quite clear from the way person speaks. So that's why, because person will start trembling, sweating a lot, and shaky voice. So before any speaker start or prepare delivering the content, it is very important to work with the anxiety. And how it can be done? Practice. There is no shortcut for it. Practice is the only solution for it. Practice, rehearsal more and more, and these issues can be resolved. And lack of confidence, it comes again, insecurity or lack of self assurance can lead to weak and timid speech delivery. Again, solution remains common, that is practice. There is no shortcut. Again, practice more and more as to avoid this thing as well. uh, if there is a problem, there has to be a solution. So, whatever problems we have discussed, now we'll be talking about strategies to develop all these speaking skills. First important thing, as I said right now, is practice regularly. Now, engage in frequent speaking activities. It's not that what sort of group one should select for where one can speak effectively. Even one can, if you start imagining something in a language you want to go aim for, if it is English here in this case, then to start imagining certain things and you will feel the difference in whatever language we assume something, we imagine something, we utter the voice, our selection of words come naturally after that. So it is very important that one should practice regularly. So how it can be done, as I said, engage in frequent speaking activities such as public speaking, debates, any sort of conversations, because all these methods will gradually help in building confidence, clarity, and fluency as well. And if once, like suppose hesitation is not there, then one can only feel and realize how it is beneficial for them. Next point is expand vocabulary. How it can be done? Because it is something which user need to do by himself or herself. Try to learn and use new words to improve expressiveness and precision in speech, enhancing your ability to convey complex ideas. So, how it can be done? Because altogether, it is not something which can be done instantly. For this, again, try to read different sort of things. As I said, listening is very important. One should try to listen to different types of podcasts, because now there are so many good speakers and their podcast is available, and once we listen to all these things, it gradually helps in our speaking and articulation as well. So that's why it is very important that one should try to work on it. And again, as I, this point is my favorite one, listen actively. If you want to be a good speaker, it is very important that need to be a good listener. Listen to proficient speakers, like again, as I said, podcast, listen to lectures, conversations, because what happened when we listen to others, those ideas, those strategies, actually they got stuck in our unconscious or subconscious mind. And when we speak and when we are speaker, again it can be a formal platform as well, then because the ideas are stored at our subconscious level, so we tend to use them. That's why it is very important to be a good listener, to listen actively whatever is going around. And this is why the difference is there with the mother tongue. In mother tongue, when a child takes birth, when the child is very young, there are so many things going around him or her. There is not it is not required to teach a particular thing. Child learns gradually by observing certain things. So the same observation is required when we need to hone our speaking skills. After this, it comes record and review. So when we are listening to others, as I said, that subconsciously we are going to use it. Now, how to test it? So one very important strategy to test is it to record your presentation or speeches. There is no one to provide you any sort of content or material. You just need to speak to yourself and then record it. So, while recording your speech, your conversations, and then review them, reviewing is very important. So, review them to self assess and refine your speaking skills. And last is seeking feedback. When we talk about speaking skills or we are talking about any other skill, the most important thing which is required is feedback, because this feedback can be from our peer group, it can be from any person, and we need to genuinely trust the resource as well. So that's where feedback becomes very important. Uh, and this is the reason to explain the entire process of feedback, why feedback is important. Now we are talking about speaking skills. The same chain of feedback is there in writing skills as well, in listening